Hey everyone, how you doing? So, Battle for Neighborville, and its upgrades. You know, I love this game, but I can't lie, the upgrade system wasn't given nearly enough time to flourish. I don't think it's a secret to anybody about just how unbalanced the upgrades are in this title. Even if you have very limited knowledge on BFN, you're probably still aware of at least Brainium Basher, which is a topic for another day, trust me. But I'm sure you get the idea here. Basically, upgrades are broken, but some aren't. And in today's video, I think it's time I finally get honest about my thoughts on one particular upgrade that's bugged me for a long time. Shogun-Guard. Meet Potential Corn. If and when, but never is. I've discussed this upgrade in the past, but I've never really discussed my true thoughts on it. So for this video, join me as we dissect BFN's first legendary upgrade and why I personally think it's potentially great, but isn't actually great. There's a difference in those words, and you'll find out soon enough what I mean by that. So, without any further ado, let's jump right into it. So, the term Shogun refers to a hereditary commander-in-chief in feudal Japan. Sorry guys, I'm not that kind of content creator. Get your history lessons elsewhere, let's just talk about PvZ. Being for real, Shogun-Guard is indeed BFN's first legendary upgrade, and if you don't know what these are, they're basically a set of upgrades that function like variants, but also not. I do plan on talking about these more in the future, but for the sake of this video, imagine giving a character who's always used one weapon a different one, which is also more expensive. That's a legendary upgrade, and Shogun-Guard is no exception. At its core, this upgrade is very simple. Korn's rate of fire and ammo counts gets cut down, and the compensation is more damage per shot, along with a brand new shield that he can use when he aims down his sights. It wouldn't be an incorrect assumption to say that Shogun-Guard is basically a defensive version of an attack class plant. Overall, this seems simple on the surface, but I don't know about that one, Chief. Let's dissect this upgrade piece by piece and compare it to Kernel Corn. Now, this is the fun part of the video, where I actually get to rant about this upgrade. Finally! Okay, let's start with the stats. Shogun-Guard's DPS is 56.25, and his overall rate of fire is 300, with his individual damage per shot being 11.25 on the body and 13.5 on the head. Now, considering his 25 ammo capacity, that's pretty fair, though his reload time being as long as it is can definitely be a bummer. And in direct comparison to Korn, his gun sway and recoil is also just a little worse, but that's about it for him. Now, as for base Korn, sure, he's got some issues here. His overall DPS is barely higher than Shogun's, though his rate of fire is significantly better. Though that doesn't really mean much when your bullet speed is slower and your damage is this. Ew. In this competition, it's a little hard to say who's really better, since these stats are one thing, but being realistic about how many shots he'll actually hit is another ordeal entirely. So, you know, whatever. Shogun-Guard is good in this case. But that was an entree. Let's talk about the main course, Super Spin. Oh god, remember how I said BFN upgrades are unbalanced? Yeah, balancing died with this one. For some reason, PopCap absolutely loved rate of fire upgrades, and Korn got a particularly devious one. For the sake of simplicity, this upgrade basically increases Korn's rate of fire by 7% for 15 seconds every time he gets an elimination. This can stack up to 3 times, so up to 21%. Now, he has to constantly kill enemies to keep the buff, but otherwise, imagine the DPS potential here. And yeah, if we're comparing full tilt Korn to Shogun-Guard, man, he blows them out of the water. His damage per shot is lower, sure, but his DPS and rate of fire, whew, his sustainable rate of fire is also insane, a cool 265% higher than Shogun's. Jeez! Now listen, this is a bit of an unfair comparison, because getting full tilt Korn is... well, okay, it's not hard, but I know some people want to make that argument, so how about we move on and talk about his other main gimmick, the shield. This is what sells a lot of people on the upgrade, and I don't get it. Okay, just so I could show you what I mean, how about we discuss other shields in the game real quick. So, shields in BFN are generally pretty good. Like, the average is so good that it's not even remotely fair to compare Shoguns to Citrons. So, we'll have to look at another basic shield instead. Super Brains. Did you forget he had one? Yeah, you would be a Brainium player. typical. His shield has 160 HP, and even if it gets cracked, it can immediately start regenerating at a rate of around 10 HP per second. It also covers most of his body by default and follows his exact line of sight. I'm bringing this up for a reason, and you'll find out why soon enough. Shogun-Guard shield is, well, it's a bit weirder. It has 75 HP, and it also has a regeneration delay if it gets cracked, but to compensate, it regenerates 2 more HP per second compared to SP shield. Oh, and the shield itself has a locked verticality, so you can't move it up and down when you use it. Huh. I suppose this inherently isn't a big issue, but I mean, you see the problem with this shield, right? Less than half of the HP SP shield has, and nearly half the size too. And to add insult to injury, you can still hit headshots pretty easily on a Shogun-Guard as long as you lock in. And it can only be used while aiming, which kinda sucks for hip firing too. Dude. Now, comparing Shogun-Guard shield to SPs might seem unfair, and when you think about what each of their roles are, sure, I could see that, but we just made that argument for Super Spin Corn as well, and I think you can begin to see the ultimate issue here. Yes, these are all hypothetical stats and niche comparisons, but when you get into the actual heat of the gameplay, that's where this information matters, and I'll be real, Shogun-Guard just doesn't feel that necessary. If you're even a remotely good Corn or Zombie player, his shield is basically useless. Normal Corn just doesn't need it, because getting into a situation where shield would be nice is really not ideal for him. Play smarter and stop running in the open. And if someone gets in the breathing range, you have abilities for a reason. No shame in the game. And don't even get me started on the zombies. Most of them could crack the shield with a few shots. It's insane. So, sacrificing that shield along with that extra damage in the short term for a character that frankly has better upgrades is the best choice. It might just be my opinion, but it's judgment that was formed on years of playing my favorite BFN plant. Of course I'm gonna have some choice words for the discussion. So overall, if I haven't said it somehow, I don't think Shogun-Guard is bad. However, I do think it's nothing but missed potential. It sounds so cool on paper. And only on paper. It's really unfortunate, but the first legendary upgrade in BFN was a solid swing and a miss from PopCap. And after watching this basic breakdown, I hope you can understand my point of view more. I didn't get into the various upgrade choices for Shogun here, but frankly, I don't think it matters much, because any option available for Shogun is also available for Corn. So, it was kind of unfair from the start. But thank you for watching this video. I could honestly talk about every legendary upgrade in the game like I did in the past, but I instead give my genuine feelings on each one if that's something y'all would want to see. I love talking about BFN, so I wouldn't mind it. And of course, if you have any thoughts on this video, feel free to tell me in the comments down below. Finally, I want to thank all of my channel members for helping me make these videos possible. Y'all rock! Thank you for your support. And now, as for me here, I'm gonna use Potential Woman and Limbus. Peace.